So the school year is over and I'm still tired out here, y'all. And I don't know about you, but a lot of my homeschool mom friends are also tired. You see, it's that cumulative exhaustion that comes from carrying an entire school year. So then you're finally done and you can breathe and you realize how tired you are, caring for our families, managing our homes, and then entering summer only to discover that motherhood doesn't actually take a break. Welcome to Homeschooling You. I'm Nakia. I'm a homeschool mom of one, a wife, and a leadership coach, consultant, and speaker. And in this video, we are going to be discussing just the realness of what summer break feels like. Somebody needs to say it. And also ways that we can not see summer as like another thing on the to-do list, but to see it as an opportunity to learn to embrace a slower pace. So, as I said, for this video, we are going to be doing an honest summer check-in from the couch about the tiredness that we may feel, the additional work that comes with momming during the summer, and why I'm giving myself permission to embrace a slower pace, and so should you. So, the cumulative exhaustion, I think I've talked about in previous videos, but y'all, it's the kind of exhaustion that doesn't catch up with one nap, right? Or two naps. And then I feel like, have you ever been in a position where you're doing, and when you finally stop, you realize how tired you were? And so that happened when I was on vacation, right? I did a little video on our spring break. It was amazing. You get there, you finally get to settle in, and then your body's like, girl, you tired. And you're like, oh, I know, but I didn't know it before, right? Well, summer break feels the same way to me. It's like an extended time to really get in touch with how you're doing. And it brought to the surface that I'm still tired. It brought to the surface that I'm still tired from the year. But I don't know about you. For some reason, I have this expectation that it's actually going to be a break because I'm not teaching, right? We're taking a break from the homeschool year. We don't do all year homeschool teaching. We do like a little bit of homeschool summer learning, but very, very lax. So I have this expectation that I'm going to take a break. But all the other things are still going, right? I still have to get up, feed the kid, do my work, do my business, go ahead and lead with my church, right? Um, all the other things don't stop. And then I think we have this added layer of wanting to make the summer great. Do you feel that pressure? I'm like, oh, I want this to be a memorable summer. I want to create memories. I want to do some field trips. I want to connect with the cousins he don't get to see through the year. So that's just added on top of everything else. But one thing I'm learning is that it doesn't have to be that way. Me and one of my mom friends, we were talking about how, summer feels this way. Like you go into it thinking it's summer break, but then it can get full really, really quick. And so she was having a lot of like family visit and, travel to see family and things like that. And it feels like it kind of just has a life of its own this summer. But one of the things that I shared with her that I'm learning is that I'm not going to let summer run me ragged. I'm not going to do it. I didn't say it to her quite like that, but it's like we actually get to design what we want the summer to look like. And I think sometimes we forget that. We allow the pressures of, either what it has looked like in the past or what other people are doing, what we think we should be doing, expectations of other people determine what the summer looks like. But we get to determine what summer should like for us and for our family. And so if you haven't already, I know at this point we are about maybe halfway through the summer. It's about mid-July and at this time of recording. If you haven't already, it's never too late to take a pause and to say, what do I want this to actually be, and to choose into something that is a rhythm, a summer habit, rhythms that is good for you and good for your family. And y'all, let's chuck all the other expectations, right? I got to be super mom, hero 5.0. Let's just be who we are when we are it. And be okay with that. I'm talking to another friend about how I feel like God gifts us with seasons, right? So, in the wintertime, you want to curl up on the couch with a book by the fireplace. You want to curl up under the covers. You want to watch your favorite shows. You want to eat some good stews. Why do y'all think that other mammals go in hibernation? It's a little bit about the rhythm and the way that God made us. And I know not every place has seasons, but we're blessed here on the East Coast that we do have 4 season living. And I think that it is an outward expression of maybe rhythms that God wants us to have in our internal lives. And so one thing that I struggle with about the winter is, it's less daylight. And so I kind of wrestle with like seasonal depression because I need the light to survive. The light and the warmth to survive. Um, and I used to always kind of fight why my body just shuts down a teeny bit in the winter. Um, but then I learned to embrace it. I'm like, God made me like this for a reason, and He gave us winter for a reason. And so let me take my son out to play in the snow. Let me make a cup of hot chocolate and enjoy a Christmas movie with him, to pause and embrace the season that I am. Now, y'all know that'll preach a whole nother thing, right? Of like just embracing the season that you're in and not fighting it because you wish it was something that it isn't. Same thing about summer. I feel like, at least again here in the US on the East Coast, the culture of summer is very laid back. So embrace it because you probably need it and your family probably needs it too. So embrace the slower pace. Remember that you can design what you want the summer to look like. Some things that I've been doing is just letting the morning be slow. I had a very rigid schedule for his summer learning. And I've been a little bit lax with that. I thank God that I've still been doing it because last summer I was like, this is for the birds, your girl tired. I don't want to see a curriculum, right? So we're doing a little bit, but I'm trying to make it fun and being flexible and not, putting too much pressure on me or on him because that's what the school year is for. I'm just joking. But that's just not what we need right now. And I'm trying to leave more margin and space for fun things, but also to not feel like I have to fill up every moment. Like my son still comes to me saying, Mom, I'm bored. And like, that's okay. Like sometimes I'll give him some ideas, like, hey, why don't you do this? Okay, did you make a stop motion video? Have you created something with your Play-Doh? Give him some little ideas to just kind of get his wheels turning. But he could be bored. It won't kill him. And sometimes, at least for me, I feel like, oh, I got to keep him occupied. We got to do this. We got to do that. We got to have 50 play dates. And that's all good, but it shouldn't be at the expense of me and my health. Um, for me trying to accomplish all those things for him to have quote unquote great summer. I'm pretty sure my son is going to look back on this summer and say it was great no matter what, to be honest. Like, do you have kids like that? It's sort of like we get them all these gifts for Christmas when they're really little, and we just got a kitten and she's similar. We bought her all these cat toys, and all she wants to do is do what? Play with the box. And when they're little kids, 2 or 3, you get them all these gifts, and all they want to do is play with the wrapping paper and play with the boxes. And so they don't actually need or really want the things that we think that they do. And I'm pretty sure that even though there's things me and my son have not done yet, we've done quite a few of the things that we wanted to do. But there'll be some things that we won't do this summer. And I still think that my son will look back and say, that was a great summer. That was a great summer. So let's take the pressure off and try to enjoy the summer. And remember that rest is not something that we have to earn. If you're like me, I kind of can fight rest tooth and nail, but we don't have to. We don't have to. It's okay to just go lay on the beach for a little. It's okay to just put your feet up and watch one of your favorite shows, right? It's okay to just meet up with a girlfriend and go to brunch, right? It's not only okay, but it is good and it is good. It is good for us. There are rhythms, and I live my life on that foundation of knowing there are rhythms. So every season is not go, 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 grind, grind, grind. As well, the whole year is not rest, 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 rest. There should be in an integration of both of like good work ethic and also the ability to rest. And having good, healthy rhythms that are in your life will help you embrace both. And so I want you to think about, since this is homeschooling you, where we are intentional about our personal development as moms and as homeschool parents, what tiredness have you been carrying with you that you're only now beginning to feel? And mama, I want you to know, don't feel guilty about that. Don't feel guilty about, I'm more tired than I thought I was. And sometimes our expectations are so high for ourselves that we can feel disappointed because we're tired, but it's okay. it's okay. It's okay to be tired. And let's make some allowance for what we need to move forward from that place to be refreshed, to be restored. Also, think about what expectations are making your summer heavier than it needs to be. Like what super mom hero 5.0 expectations that you put on yourself that is probably weighing on you more than you know and weighing on you more than the actual activities that you're doing and causing you to be fatigued. And then what would a genuinely restorative summer look like for you and for your family? What's one, I mean, you can vision for that for the whole summer, but what's one practical thing you can do for it to genuinely be a restorative summer for you and for your family? One thing that me and my family did was a staycation. And so we stayed home. Me and my husband took a good week off from work. I think my husband took a little longer, and we stayed at home because sometimes vacation, it just has this element of hustle bustle. And I did a whole nother video on vacation and the benefits of it to go away and to be away. So many benefits. But also it can be a lot. You're planning excursions, you're having to pack, you're having to travel, whether it's driving, train, flying. And so staycation was a time for us to take off, make some family memories. We did some things locally that was really fun, but also we just were home. We were just together, and that was very, very restorative for us. So, what could that look like for you? Not necessarily a staycation, but is there one practical thing that you can do that would be restorative for you and your family? Well, I hope that this video has been helpful for you. If so, please do subscribe, like, share it with a friend, and I hope to see you back here next time. Bye.